Hello, welcome to Pendulum Friday here at Soulprint. Thank you very, very much for being here. Got some amazing questions this week, so we're not going to catter on. I just want to let you guys know this. There's a really amazing YouTube channel out there. It's called hashtag live resistance. No, hashtag resistance live. So the number sign and then resistance and then live, 2 words. It's a lawyer, a female lawyer who really dislikes Trump, but she's very, very wise. And she's on every morning. I think she shows up, I think it's like 9:30 around there, and I believe it's Pacific time. And she just kind of goes over what's been going on, what happened, yesterday, what's expected to happen today in that court case. She's really good about kind of just making everybody pull back and just take a little breath and sort of understand why some things are the way they are. So she is, if you're one of those people who just gets really aggravated and really frustrated with the way things are unfolding or things that are going on, she would be an excellent resource for you to check out. So let's get cracking, shall we? For new people to my channel, hi, welcome to Pendulum Friday. So every Friday, my amazing viewers submit questions in the comment section. And the incredible, amazing Joyce puts them all together for me and then sends them to me. And so I can move through the questions easily, and I'm not trying to, try to sort out what I'm doing or saying. So, for anybody who's new, let's just get on with this. All right. So, when you see the pendulum going side to side like that, it means that I am protected and the pendulum is ready to talk. Pendulum goes back and forth. It is a yes. Pendulum, show me no. And it will go round and round. If the pendulum just kind of stops and won't talk, usually it means either there isn't an answer, we shouldn't be asking the question. Time. So when that happens, I try to give you a reason or an explanation as to why it happened. So let's get cracking. Will Josh Hawley be charged for the insurrection before the November elections? No. I want to say something. I think it was this morning. It could have been yesterday. I'm not sure. Um, I received a kind of an interesting message, and the message was this: in due course, in due time, those that need to be brought before the law will do so. It's important to remember that Joe Biden is going to win the next election. So this sort of panic to get everything done by November is just making us all crazy. And the other part of the statement that I received from, those who are far wiser than me up there, was that even though it is an incredible frustration that, all of the really significant law cases are not probably all going to get finished and resolved before November. I mean, we've resigned ourselves to that. But what they said was just take a breath and think about this. If he is still around, okay, because there is some concern about his sort of physical, mental, emotional state. If he is now so far removed from the presidency that he has no hope. There's no salvation. I think it was what they were saying. They were saying, by that point, the judges and the lawyers are going to be able to more and more deal with him as if he was a regular criminal defendant. Not completely. You can't disregard the fact that he's an ex-president, whether we like it or not. But So it was really an interesting insight because they said just slow down. Because, sometimes things that might take a little bit longer, punch might just be a little bit harder because he's not going to have the momentum. He's not going to have, people are going to get tired of him. And when he loses yet again, he's going to start really losing Republican support. And he's going to be left with the Josh Hawleys and the Marjorie Taylor Greens and kind of the crazies. So just think about that. Will Jared Kushner be investigated soon? So I'm getting a yes, but let me ask the question because of what I'm hearing. Is Jared Kushner already being investigated by some sort of a government legal agency? Yes. So remember, there's all this stuff that the Department of Justice says we don't have a clue about, right? They don't tell us about it. So that looks like it's already in process. Will he eventually be imprisoned? There you go. Pendulum is pretty much still, okay? So it has yet to evolve is basically the reason for that. It's too early. Um, is Marjorie Taylor Greene now working with the Russians? No. I think even the Russians must have some standards. Thinking, I don't know. Does Mike Johnson's visit to Mar-a-Lago have anything to do with Russia? Okay, so it's a small no. Does the visit have to do with election interference in the 2024 election results? And that's a yes. So, um, I guess the way I want to interpret that is that the visit to Mar-a-Lago, that was not, its primary function was not about Russia. Its primary function was to keep Trump on his good side and to, sort of assure Trump that he was going to continue to be his lackey. All right. Well, Michael Cohen, who can be very enthusiastic and excitable when talking about 45, be able to stay calm and collected during his time in the witness chair during the trial? Yes. If you question that, think back to those Senate hearings when sort of everything kind of came out. Um, he was very calm. He was very clear. He didn't wander all over the place. Whatever kind of a lawyer he was a lawyer. And so he must have some of that sort of basic training. And so he knows how to conduct himself and behave as a witness. Trump violated the gag order yet again by demeaning witness Stephanie Grisham on Truth Social. Will he finally be pushed over the edge? All right. This is exactly one of the things that I'm talking about. Take a breath and relax. That he has said, Judge Marchand has said, he is going to do a review of the whole gag order situation on the 24th. So between now and the 24th, you can expect Trump to push and push and push because that is what he does. And he's too stupid, I'm sorry, to realize that everything he says is being monitored. It is being reported. You think the prosecution people aren't paying attention to this? Of course they are. And it's just going in that file, and that file is going to be presented to Judge Marchand on the 24th. Okay? So that's when all and anything having to do with Trump violating the gag order is going to be addressed. So, yeah, you know what? It's Thursday afternoon here, and I can promise you between now and the 24th, Wednesday morning, he's going to violate that gag order. I'm going to go with a half a dozen to a dozen more times. Speaking of which, I did say at one point that the jury would be seated by Friday or Monday at the very latest. So as of Thursday afternoon, the 12 jurors have been set. Friday, they are going to be looking at the alternates, the 6 alternates. So it looks like we're on track. So let's just ask this. Our opening statement's actually going to start on Monday. Yeah, that's the 22nd. They are. Good to know. All right. They, the rest of the question was, will there be a fine? Will he have an evening in jail? Are the penalties initially going to be monetary? Yeah. Oh, yes. So they may evolve. Judge would have the right to evolve, but it's always important to keep in mind, and I think Marshawn very much keeps this in mind, that Trump is pushing and pushing and pushing because he wants to see how far he can push and see how far and what he can get away with. Because that's just going to get that base of his all the more riled. Okay, so there's that fine line between um, doing what's right, doing what he legally can do, and frankly, playing into Trump's hand. Okay. The witnesses in the hush money trial are well known: Cohen, Stormy, Karen McDougal, Stephanie Grisham. Are any of them or all of their families facing retaliation by the former guy's fans? Okay, yeah, there is some harassment going on, and I'm sure these people are probably wise enough to have reported it to the police and notified the authorities that this is going on. So that then would be a situation. Is that situation being monitored? Yes, it is. All right. Um, in some ways, it feels like Michael Cohen is probably receiving the brunt of it. He looks like he's lost weight. He's looking a little drained. Um, the reality is if they can shut him up somehow, then a lot of really significant testimony doesn't get in. So let's ask this. Is Michael Cohen going to be safe for the duration of the trial? Okay, so yes. Those of you who are inclined might want to send some white light his way, surround him in some light energy. Will Ruben Gallio win the Arizona Senate seat in November? He's running against Carrie Lake. Oh my lord! Is Ruben going to win that Senate seat in Arizona? As of right now, that's a strong yes. Now, please remember, this is the middle of April. We've got a ways to go. Will the House Republicans succeed in impeaching Biden this year? So, as near as I can figure, they um, they backed away from impeaching Biden, which I think was why they then stormed ahead with trying to impeach Mayorkas, which, as we all know, failed in the Senate. My goodness. Maybe we'll see what he's barking about. Hello, I'm back. Um, now, so let's ask this. Are Republicans likely to try to impeach Biden again on some ridiculous notion. No, they've been humiliated. And the whole we have to impeach somebody was simply because Trump was impeached, right? So you have to somehow pay that back. Um, there you have it. Will Marjorie Taylor Greene lose her seat this November to Democrat John Harris? Okay, it's a yes. It's not a over the moon enthusiastic yes, but it's a yes. So we'll watch that and see how that unfolds. Will Trump pick a woman for his VP? Right now, it's a no. I have to say, okay, does Trump even know who he's going to pick as his VP? No, his brain is just somewhere else. Um, is Biden prepared for violence in America when Trump is convicted? Let's rephrase that. Is there going to be any significant violence in the United States upon a Trump conviction? No. I mean, there was going to be chaos, civilian war if he was somebody dared to take him to court. They were going to rise up in the streets. Okay, well, let's just start. Okay, he's already been convicted twice. This is now his third court case situation. Apparently, at best, there's like 24 people outside the court with their little "We Love Trump" signs. People are not responding the way they did, and they're not going to start. So, um, anticipating, um, will police and security be prepared? Should there be any significant reaction or backlash to a Trump conviction? Yeah, of course, right? Will Jennifer McCormick, who is a Democrat apparently, become governor of Indiana? Okay, so it's not moving. So undetermined. It's very possible that energetically there's not enough energy kind of around her or behind her, and it's not sort of resonating. But as of right now, there's a non-answer. Will this trial become a mistrial? No. Will one juror hang up the case? No. The suspended Florida State Attorney Andrew Warren announced he will run for re-election to that office. He's the guy that DeSantis bounced out of there because he said he wouldn't charge anybody with regards to the idiotic abortion rules and laws in Florida. He is running against DeSantis appointee Susie Lopez. Is Andrew Warren going to be successful for re-election as state attorney? Yes, pretty strong yes, too. Okay. Racism in the healthcare system is killing Black pregnant mothers in Texas. I would like to ask the pendulum if our president, Biden, will he pass strict laws on the healthcare system where imprisonment would be initiated on this type of paradoxical behavior. So we're going to ask this question this way just for some clarity. At some point during the end of, at some point in Biden's term, most likely his second term, will there be laws necessary to prevent criminal penalties for medical personnel who are performing necessary health care? Okay, that's a yes. So, unless I scrambled up the question, that means that the medical people are going to be protected. The people who are seeking abortions are going to be protected. Is the whole abortion issue post the next election going to be quickly reversed and resolved? Okay, yes. Is that going to take a significant amount of the control away from the states who are hell-bent on restricting abortion? Yes. Okay. Is Trump sundowning a term used in the elderly at the beginning of dementia? So this strikes me as a non-answer, right? Does Trump have dementia? Okay, it's a small yes. Has he been officially diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's? No. Will the government reinstate the ACP, which is the Affordable Connectivity Program, by November 2024? Okay, so what I'm getting is this is a yes if the Dems take control of the House before that. If not, will it be soon after Biden begins his second term? Yes. Will there be a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine? Yes. Will there be lasting peace between them if the two-state solution is implemented? Lasting's kind of a long time. Oh, okay, we're getting a really, really little yes, very little movement there. Can we anticipate seeing this sort of two-state solution manifesting within the next 12 to 24 months? Again, a very little yes. So there's a potential, there's a possibility. It doesn't look set in stone here. Will the Secret Service that were not doing their jobs and were part of January 6th ever be revealed and punished? So right now, that's a non-answer. Second question was, will the Secret Service who watched Trump move documents on and off planes ever be revealed and punished? Another non-answer. What I'm hearing is that there has been disciplinary action taken in some cases, and that's what they're not saying anything else. There has been some disciplinary actions taken in some cases. Will Biden win by a large margin? I don't know. What's a large margin? Is Biden's win going to be decisive? Yes. Okay. God bless him. Trump has fallen asleep during his trial twice. Is he on some kind of meds to keep him sedated? No. Um, I think what he is physically and mentally exhausted. And I also think he's bored out of his mind because, let's face it, this is not a man who, in what, 7 decades, hasn't been told to sit down and shut up. So he's not used to being told what to do. He's not used to having his movements restricted. Um, he it's like he's out of his depth in a situation where he's not in control, and he is not in control, and day by day he is starting to recognize that. Apparently he again refused, he didn't stand up when the potential jurors came into the courtroom. You know, he might think that that's a good look and he's a rebel. It doesn't play well. He looks stupid, he looks ignorant, he looks disrespectful. He doesn't look tough, and he doesn't look um like a victim. He just looks like somebody who has no manners and really no opinion or respect for anybody or anything that doesn't, I was going to say that doesn't adore him, but he doesn't even have respect for those. So no, it just, um, do I see this trial ending, or will he have some kind of mental breakdown before the trial can come to a conclusion? Okay. Is there going to be a verdict and a resolution to the current hush money trial that Trump is involved with at this time? Is it going to go the distance? Okay, yes. Is he going to attempt to appeal? Well, now that's interesting. It went still. Is Trump going to be able to appeal? No. It's a wonky answer, but we'll see how that unfolds. In the states that have changed women's uh, health, have any of the medical schools and university changed their education of doctors? What a fascinating question. And what is the answer? No. No. Will Senator Whitehouse be successful in his opposition to Leonard Leo and the Federalist Society? For those of you who may not have seen it, the mini reading on Thursday was about Leonard Leo. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to take a peek at that. Um, will he be successful? Okay, I'm getting a yes, but I'm also hearing that there's going to be a lot of resistance. So even, um, it's what sort of where any win is not a full-throated win. Is kind of the energy I'm getting. So, if I'm not mistaken, Leo has been, I guess, subpoenaed to appear before the investigation body that White House is a part of. And I understand that he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So that will be interesting to see if he ends up with a contempt of court charge. The problem is this is where the resistance comes in. If there's anybody in America who has an amazing access to really good lawyers and has a kind of a way to sort of ensure he gets in front of the right judge, it's going to be him. So I guess we'll see. Will Speaker of the House Mike Johnson lose his job over the aid the aid to Ukraine? Okay, so right now that's a little no. So what I'm again getting is that it looks like the Dems are going to support him and support the packages going through. That does not mean that the next time somebody comes after him for something, they will support him again. Okay, so this is very much a transactional situation. You're going to give aid where we want aid. We're going to let you stay in your speaker's chair for just a little while longer. But the next time, don't count on us. All right, and again, I addressed this at the very beginning. Final question is Judge Marchand finally going to impose a real sanction on Trump? Let's wait till the 24th and let's see what happens then. I mean, I think, yes, but, you know, he's not just going to throw him into jail and slam the door shut, okay? There's a process. And in fact, I personally think that if he actually did that, um, it would lend itself somehow to a mistrial. And that's the last thing anybody wants. Okay? So that's where we are. It's Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Do something wonderful for yourself and someone else. And for those of you who are interested, don't forget the Pick Your Crystal uh, weekly video, the weekly crystal tarot reading comes out on Saturday mornings. And for those of you who are interested in getting a private reading, the information is in that drop box below. And right now, I'm kind of booking mid-May, so not a very long wait. All right, thank you very, very much for being here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, take care and be well. Bye bye.